cheeks clap. 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 Clap.
Hello, race fans. Dresden here. It's Monday night. That means Pro Tier with the CCRL circus heading to Brazil today for a redemption night. It is reverse championship point sprint followed by a 50% race. I'm joined in the commentary box by Trackside. How you doing tonight?
Hey, everybody. I'm doing well. This is like the first race we've broadcast, and there's still a little bit of light outside, so summer is approaching.
Yeah, it's fine, man. So I live where it's really cold during the winter, and you get so sick of winter. You notice that too. I go to work really early, and I'm actually seeing a little bit of light, so it is nice. Though I wonder if all of our racers are in the northern hemisphere.
I know for certain that they're not. So
hmm Well, there you go. Yeah, so it's redemption in Brazil, and I was saying this before we jumped on. I'm actually legitimately excited. Pro Tier has been the last 3 or 4 races have been fun to watch, and the grid is looking like it's fleshing itself out. We're getting the same names week after week, so I can start to become a fan. And reverse grid in Brazil, sign me up every time.
yeah, Brazil is one of my favorite tracks, Drez. And tonight, reverse championship sprint. We are going to be in for a treat. Passing not impossible at Brazil, but you got to work
Yeah.
for it. So
Yeah, a lot of fun. I really I'm looking forward. I want to see at least one or two of those. Uh, One person passes into turn one, and then through the Sin S's we go, and then it's immediately captured back into turn four. I really enjoy those kinds of battles. A lot of fun to watch.
yep, yeah, we've IRL, Cita Delago has been the place where quite a few passes have been done recently. And one of the guys who we'll probably want to keep our eye on tonight for passes in that turn, RDR Hayden, who's in the chat right now, who says it's 2 a.m. for him. So
Hayden, we appreciate the commitment to be here racing with us. A lot of fun to watch Hayden versus Shashir at the end of Spain in the wet. Hayden struggling to find a way through, and then a bit of drama between the two of them. I don't know if you noticed the stewards did ultimately award Shashir some penalty time.
yeah, I kind of thought we might see that. Hard to
Yeah.
call in the moment, but yeah, it looked like he got a little love tap, and but
Yeah.
mostly the racing was clean. So.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean, the whole race was close between the two of them, and there's just a little bit of contact there at the end. But a fun race to watch for sure. And you do like you get a little hesitant, right, to call them out in the middle of the moment. You don't want to get it wrong, because because nobody people are going to watch the commentary and not double check the facts, and then you leave an indelible impression. You want to
Absolutely.
be careful with those things. Yeah. So let's take a moment to congratulate Rujoff, I am fairly certain that it is mathematically impossible for him to lose season one of Pro Tier. It may be time to crown him the championship. Let's take a look at the points.
Yep. So right now, Rujoff sitting at 133 points. Yeah, even if even if Rujoff scores no points for the rest of the season over 2 races, Bongit could win the next 2 and still come up a little shy. So Rujoff, yeah, he is the season 1 Pro Tier champion. It looks like as of right now.
And well deserved. Rujov showed up week in and week out, put on consistent performances. We'll be looking forward to seeing him in the elite tier division very soon. Congratulations, Rujov.
Yep, yeah. Congrats to Rujoff, Bongit and Shashir, a couple of our very consistent guys there, sitting second and third. You'll notice it says on the screen there 3 and 4. That is due to losing NLC up to the elite tier. So as he was taken out, he took his ranking. It looks like as well. Komakopa is sitting in 4th currently right now, and I think we could see Komakopa have a good chance tonight to maybe climb up into that one of those podium positions. So a guy to keep an eye out for.
Yeah, I haven't made too much fuss about the Shashir and Bongit and the McLarens, and then also both of them very tight, in the driver standings, but I've been keeping an eye on that. I kind of like that they're so close. And actually Komakopa, and I thought there was one more sniffing around behind as well. Who's behind Komakopa?
Yeah, the natural sniffing around there
Yeah.
in 6th. He's only 7 points behind Komakopa, and only a win, really less than a win, separating 2nd through 5th or 6th. So
Yeah, so we
lot
need
to
to
play
keep an
for.
eye on those. Yeah, we need to keep an eye on the McLarens versus the Ferrari and the Mercedes drivers because man, over 2 races we can see a lot of shuffling going on there.
Yep, no doubt. And looks like we've got all of our drivers set for tonight, Drez, and we're getting ready to head into the sprint.
So Hayden jumped up another 5, but he's only been with us for 2 races, right? And getting a significant boost this evening, given his natural pace and the redemption format. I think he'll be starting in the middle of the field, which I don't think is fair. In the spirit of the redemption, I mean I know how the points work, but and look at this for the sprint.
Well, okay, so I think it's going to give us a better show than what we may have normally gotten because with his pace, we would have seen Hayden up in the front. So this is going to I think it's going to give us a good show at least for the sprint, and we'll see how the race goes.
Yeah, so for the sprint, I like the rain, but once we get to the 50, maybe I want to see a dry race. But yeah, so now the fast guys in the back are gonna actually have to figure things out really difficultly to get through the field. The rain will put the kibosh on passing getting done around here. Yeah, I'm gonna enjoy this, I think. Really, Pro Tier, the season one, I think maybe Monza. I think is the only race this season where I was where I was ready for the race to be over.
Was that was still under NLC's reign, was it not?
Yeah, I think NLC was there. It was just a carnage,
Like
I think is
yeah.
the tagline we took out of
Oh,
Monza.
was that it, or was it Azerbaijan?
Was it? Oh, I missed Azerbaijan with
Oh
the
yeah.
Pro Tier, I think.
Okay.
I think it was probably carnage that night as well.
Yeah, I think we only had maybe 5 finishers that night.
That's the definition of carnage. Oh man, I can't wait for Baku this weekend.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be good.
I think so. So, man, more waiting for players on tap. It looks like.
Oh, here the timer just popped up.
Okay. Yeah, so you want to risk any predictions for the sprint? It's only 11 races. I think throw up the driver standings and look around towards the bottom and see who do you think might be able to hold on to a victory. What's your call?
Um, man, I really couldn't tell you. I really could not tell you.
So let's take a look. So Verstappen will take us off the line and pole. Maybe I've always wanted to say that. Daft Punk, sad man. We just don't know too much about them. Tarzan has felt like he's still in the learning phase of his career. Tragic Magic has some consistency.
The Boonster, that's a
Some
new name to the
pace.
grid, I think.
Yeah, there was one new name I saw. Where is the Boonster?
Currently sitting in fifth. We'll be starting the sprint in fifth.
Yeah, so a lot of basically tied. Man, I feel like Abdul Funky Mazda is about the place where I understand drivers well enough to maybe call for something. It is
Yeah.
a tough one.
I feel like
I mean,
that's where we've started. Kind of like that's where as far back to the field as we've gotten, as far as kind of how the race has developed over the last few races.
yeah, and we haven't seen Verstappen at all.
We
Right?
haven't.
And what if he's as we speculated last week,
The
what if
real
that's
Verstappen.
Max?
We know it's him.
We know it's him. Just waiting for the pace to confirm it. I mean, if the pace of his formation lap is anything for us to go on, he's lining up and everybody's still coming around.
Yeah, that's typical Max.
All right, Verstappen driving for Alfa Romeo tonight. It's going to be CCRL Pro Tier, the redemption night. So fastest guys with the most points in the back of the grid, they're going to have to make their way through on a wet track. But it's here in Brazil where there's always fireworks. Let's jump on board with Tarzan. And we're going to take it away. Good luck tonight, CCRL Pro Tier. We are 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Everybody off the line on intermediates, and it's the AlphaTauri of Daft Punk getting the best start. Also, Sad Man taking advantage of Verstappen on the outside, but together comes Tarzan running into the back of Verstappen and definitely already have some trouble through turn 1.
Yep, that was a little bit slippery
man,
coming into turn 1.
Yeah, for sure. In the wet, and now looks like a virtual safety car. And Patty Cake getting the worst of it, still trying to get the Mercedes-Benz underneath him. Who are the big beneficiary? Already looking for Hayden. Where is he? He's not down the bottom.
Oh, third.
He's in third. He's in third.
Holy
already.
cow. Shashir and Rujoff making some major jumps as well.
Man, yeah, so Hayden up 9 on the start. Shashir, Rujoff both up 6. Bongit gets 2. Komakopa stays steady. People having trouble. DeBoonster, Abdul suffering. Patty Cake also down sticks.
And Hayden
Verstappen,
up 10 positions.
Already, yeah. Yeah, we won't be worrying about DRS if the rain continues, but it doesn't seem to. Oh no, look at Sad Man is fighting back. No, Hayden around the outside, getting the better exit out of June Cow and offline. Sad Man now will be taken over. No, I'm on board with the wrong one. Here we go, back up to the front. No, there's somebody off. Daft Punk is into a wall in a very strange place for an accident, and it doesn't look like it's going to be a safety car.
That's strange. Yeah, him and Hayden coming together on the straightaway right before going into turn one.
A little elbowing there, so no safety car. Hayden still holds on to second place. I'm taking a look for any damage. Does not appear to be the case.
Yeah, I think
Sad Man leads. Go ahead.
that's got to be on Hayden there. He tried to pass off track and got a little bit aggressive. I think going down that straightaway.
Now, I'm not on board with Tragic Magic. He's got a pretty busted up front wing, so odds are he'll be into the pit. And man, Verstappen making up a couple of places. Rujov and Shashir having a very clean run through the field. They're up 10 and into 5th and 6th here on lap 2. Man, fireworks. Turn 1, everybody shuffling all over the place.
Definitely lots of drivers trying to make a lot of moves, and we've got another driver out, Funky Hell.
Yeah, down the straight seems to be getting the better of some of these drivers. I wonder if Funky Hell has had any problems. This time, though, a full safety car is on the field. A full safety car on us in the sprint race. I kind of wish they were disabled, I think. Because there's nothing to analyze. There's no shakeup, right? There's no reason to pit. Not that I can tell, anyways.
Yeah, I don't know why you would pit unless it looks like the rain's going to let up, but still looks like it's coming down pretty significantly.
Yeah, it definitely does appear. Kind of wish there was maybe we could get the changeover to the wets. That would be interesting, at least.
So the way this sprint is going, Drez, it looks like we're going to start the 50% race the way it should be.
I mean, Shashir, Rujov need to climb. Bongit seems to be out of place. So too Komakopa, but the shuffling has been intense, I think, in the first couple of laps here. For sure. Sad man, doing a decent job. He has fended off let's call it a resurgent Hayden fairly well. So I wonder if he can do that for another 9 laps.
Well, we've only really had a lap and a half of racing here. So we'll see. And when we get going again, we should have maybe, I don't know, what do you think, 6 to go? 5 to go?
Yeah, well, the field's pretty spread out, so I'm thinking we will get, yeah, I think, I want to say 6 or 7 to go, probably. Yeah, Tragic, Patty Cake, and Abdul need to hustle so they can get around to the back of that train. I think pretty tough in the wet. There are 6 and 7 might be difficult in the wet if you're trying to take a full out.
12, I think, is probably one of the hardest ones in the wet, I would think.
Yeah, because you're just really trying to get the hammer down.
Yeah.
So important at a Junkou to get the hammer down. It's such a long straight there. Yeah, and getting on the brake early into 1, pretty important. I think you can ask Verstappen about that. So, interestingly, like Dutch Verstappen got spun in turn 1, right? But has kind of clawed his way back up the field. I think he's back into 3rd. So the 2 Alfa Romeos may be seating pretty strong drivers at the moment.
Yep, very, very could well be. I think he fell down to like 7th at one point. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see now that he's directly behind Hayden. We'll be able to kind of see and gauge what kind of pace he has.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. If there's any kind of parity between the Alfa Romeo, we're going to be watching for Verstappen's pace. He's got Shashier for company behind him. Rudolph as well, doing well. Yeah, but there's just nothing to analyze, is there?
Not much going on right now. And not much happened so far.
This is a 0-star safety car. It must be said.
How about that weather?
Exactly. Exactly. I want to watch racing. I don't want to talk about the weather. It's tough.
I wonder what's the chance of a safety car here. It's got to be high, always. I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised the 2 accidents we saw, and we're about to get back underway. It looks like 7 laps remain, but yeah, the 2 accidents were not into the turns; they were along the straight. One a collision, and I'm unsure about the other one. But let's go back up to the top here. Action 2 as Hayden's got a great restart, still follows into turn 1, but was definitely pressuring the Alpine for that place. And Sadman getting the hammer down and a little twitchy through the Senna S curve.
Rudolph all over the back of that McLaren as well of Shashier.
A little 5-pack spread as we head up to turn 6. They are very tightly clustered here on the restart. Everyone looking for a little more traction as they fight into turn 8. Hayden 0.6 and Verstappen just falling away ever so slightly, looked like. Shashier, man, tight lines here through the curvy section in Brazil. Really eager to get around the Alfa Romeo ahead of him. Oh man, a little deep into Juncal. That may cost the McLaren down the main straight. I'm watching from Rudolph. Both of them a little wide coming onto the main drag, but no, let's head up to turn 1. So it looks like Hayden gonna follow again. So Sadman is putting up a fight here in the wet. Can he hang on? I'm excited to see this.
Yep. So what we're seeing here is, Sadman being able to at least kind of match the pace under these conditions. And Hayden, without that DRS, looks like he's going to be arrested behind that Alpine, barring any kind of major mistakes.
Sadman needs to be careful running wide on the exit of some of these turns. The pressure Hayden putting on him can be felt when you watch the lines he's taking. And so any penalty is going to be huge here. Hayden does feel faster. If Sadman makes a single mistake, it will cost him.
And we see Dutch Verstappen starting to kind of leak out behind Hayden now, over 2-second gap between the two.
So the testament to Sadman's pace there. As we head into turn 1. Will we get us in? Yes, we do, from Hayden on the inside. Tires screeching, a little bit of a lockup, but holds on to the apex and sneaks through on turn 1. The pass done. Hayden, can Sadman come back? It's going to be tougher without DRS 8. He does send a little bit, but Hayden's deep on the brakes as well, and will hold on to the place.
Yep, excellent pass, and then in turn, excellent defense.
Really, a beautiful send in the wet. The tires did lock up, and he did miss the apex by about 6 feet, but was able to get the car turned in there. Hayden with a nice little pass. But now look at the penalty situation.
Oh, interesting. Let's take a look at that.
Yeah, I think he must have picked up a 3-second, did Hayden?
Yeah, he's got a 3-second and Dutch Verstappen behind with a 5.
Oh, wow, that's collision. Oh, we got another safety car. It is just a virtual, thank goodness. And oh, there's Mazda with a 5-second on coma.
Oh, we
That's
see. I
rough.
think George Mazda guy is lost his front wing, so that may have be what caused.
Well, that'll be painful. Gonna drop him out of the points. Rujov now back down into 11th. Must have run into some problems we missed out on.
Or he's just not able to make anything happen in the wet.
Yeah, that also. Not sure. We just still learning these drivers. Bong it with the drive-through penalty. That will cost the McLaren points.
Ouch.
We're nearly at the end. And the timing of that couldn't be worse because now he'll start in the back for the 50%er as well.
Here we go. Rujov getting the pass done on George Mazda guy.
Rujov, yep. Very nice there into the points for Rujov, and I was just on board with Sadman as he ran wide yet again, really trying to chase Hayden as hard as he can. And now 3 seconds in hand for both of them.
Well, yeah, and we've got 3 drivers now with drive-through penalties. Sadman, and the natural, and Bongit.
Okay, so never mind about Sadman's challenge into the pits. Into the pits he should go, but well, I guess he can stretch the field spread a little bit more. But will he? Can he stay into the points with that drive-through? I doubt it. Man, so that means Shashir's looking at second place at the moment with Verstappen holding on to the podium. So Verstappen's drive here has been fairly decent. His overall pace faster than Shashir's McLaren in the wet, I believe.
Interesting. Yeah, I hope we get a dry 50%er after this so we can kind of see how these guys are on dry pavement.
Yeah, the wet in Brazil. Ooh, Sadman holds on. Okay, so wet in Brazil is a tension-filled thing, right? You really, it's really you're just hunting for mistakes, and Hayden is not gonna offer very many. I do not believe. So, lap 10, save the race. Hayden well in the lead. His 3-second penalty will not matter much. Sandman behind him has a drive-through penalty to serve, and Verstappen behind him has 5 seconds in hand as well. It's looking like Shashir holds on to second place, and I believe Verstappen will hold on to third. Interestingly, I think Coma and Rujov are going to benefit from all the drive-throughs ahead of them. So moving up the field, they are at the moment 7th and 8th. The natural still needs a drive-through, and he's just ahead of them as well. And actually, we're missing a fight. Action 8. On the inside into turn 1, Rujov getting the job done on Coma, and ahead the 2 Ferraris are fighting as Natural gets by Tarzan.
Yep, Rujov showing some late race pace here. Great pass. And he looks like he's sending one down on Tarzan here.
Tried the outside line on a place where there's not a lot of outside lap to get the job done. He is following quite tucked underneath Juncal, where you really need a good exit coming up shortly. The penultimate lap here. This really where you want to see a good exit for the Aston Martin, especially with a hobbled and harvesting Ferrari. It looks like he's struggling to stick to the road. Gonna be down the inside, battery on, well ahead. He's gonna be into turn 1, it's looking like. Can the Ferrari battle back? No, in the mirrors already. Rujoff into 5th place.
Yep, very textbook pass there into turn 1 for Rujoff.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a top
he had-
5 finish in the sprint for him.
Yeah, Rujoff from the back of the grid fighting through, and not a lot of racing laps to work with. 2 VSCs and a full wide there, but not punished. Rujoff, not a lot of racing laps. Two VSCs and a full safety car, cutting into the time he could get any work done. So Hayden leads comfortably. Verstappen holds on to 3rd comfortably. Shashir's 3.4 behind Verstappen here on the final lap. As we're coming up to the final turns now, across the line, it's going to be Hayden. There he goes into the lead. Verstappen across the line, but it'll be Shashir in 2nd place. There he goes. Tragic Magic will grab 4th. It's Rujoff from the back of the field into 5th place. Up 11 through the race. Komakopa grabs 6th after the penalties are sorted out. He's up 7. Tarzan manages to hold on to points, down 3. Sadman, a rough race after a really decent start. Finishes in the points. He's 8th. Patty Cake grabs 9th, and 10th is the new name on the field, De Boonster.
I like that name. I don't know why.
It's a fun one. Boonster. Hayden wins. Color me surprised.
Yeah. I thought the rain was going to slow him down a little bit, but
Yeah, well, he sorted out the kerfuffle in turn 1 better than anybody else. I think what happened there. Once you saw, like, I was immediately looking for how many places he moved up, and I was looking too far down because he was already in 3rd place.
yeah, I was right there with
Ridiculous.
you. I was like, what the heck? How did he get from almost last to 3rd in a lap?
Yeah, he must have been dodging and weaving because there was a lot of cars spinning around turn 1. All right, a little bit of excitement there, but I think I'm ready for a dry 50%er. I'd like to see that. And so, what do we have to look forward to? Who's way out of place, you think?
I don't know. I think the sprint really kind of shuffled everyone back into where they needed to be. I'm not sure we have anyone. Rujoff maybe out of place in 5th. Dutch Verstappen, we'll have to see where his dry pace is, but I think the sprint did a pretty good job of sorting everyone back into their running order.
Yeah, so Verstappen looking pretty decent. I mean, that's a sentence you hear fairly regularly, I think. But he held on to 3rd, and in the wet, faster than Shashir. If you asked me to bet who was faster in the dry, I'll usually bet on who's faster in the wet.
Oh yeah. I would be
These wait
surprised.
times.
Oh, go ahead, Drez.
I'm sorry. I just want to complain about EA real quick.
Be my guest.
These wait times have the wait times have gotten a little obscene, right?
Yeah,
I don't remember it being like this at all.
I thought I saw something on the load-in screen earlier today about like an upcoming. I don't know. It said something about 23 F1 23.
Of course.
And usually like the release date's somewhere in July, so it seems early.
You know what's really going to irritate me about F1 23 is if we get to the pit lane and we see the guys in 23 standing there like they do on my screen, where they're just all like this and overlapping each other.
I
Like,
know.
screws my aversion up. Right? Like, how have they not fixed this? It's like 3 weeks since they've been standing. It's been longer than that. It's been like a month.
Hey, so the wait times, I forgot their league enforced, so everybody can load their setups.
Oh, that makes more
Yeah,
sense.
we're getting, yeah,
Okay.
we're getting paid to fill this time, and we're beating these guys up with a.
Oh, now I feel terrible. All right. No, all right. I'm
No, we're not
glad
getting
that
paid,
we're
but yeah.
glad that everybody's got their setup. That's fair. So Hayden will take us away. Shashir will be following him in second place, and I'm curious about Verstappen versus Shashir. Rujoff is going to come forward for sure. Can he take second place away from Shashir? I think that's a question. And can Coma, okay, Coma versus Verstappen, who's going to get third? Rujoff versus Shashir, who's going to get second? Who else out of place? Bongit and Abdul seem too far back.
Yeah, Abdul Rahman, a guy who we've seen fighting at the front the last few races, definitely. Oh my, Shashir just destroyed one of the Pirelli signs as we as we were going through that part of the track there.
I hope that wasn't somebody's breaking point.
Yeah, it's gone now.
Yeah.
Shashir clearly not in favor of these 2022 Pirelli tires. Just wait till he throws the 23s on here in a month or two.
Man, so let's look at, actually, as we're talking about tires, let's take a look at the tire situation. Hayden on softs to start. Does not want to deal with any traffic in turn one. Tell me that that's not what that strategy is all about.
Soft to hard, I'm guessing, is that strategy.
Yeah, it's soft to hard and not interested in dealing with any drama. He's going to be well ahead into turn one, it does appear. Shashir on the hards and Verstappen, so it's just a perfect rainbow, the top three. Right?
We'll see how, Shashir could lose quite a few positions into turn one on those hard tires.
Yeah, but can he make it up towards the end of the race? We will see. The CCRL Pro Tier in Brazil starts now. It's 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Very quick off the line. And no, it's Shashir on the hard. It's going to be alongside Hayden into turn one. And he's got the inside line. Hayden will follow. No, there. Man, that feels like exactly the opposite of what we saw at the end of this game.
Yeah.
Hayden into the back of Shashir. Some drama already starting here in Brazil. Hayden, lap one, is into the lead. Tragic Magic follows behind him. It's Verstappen, followed by Sandman and Rujoff, who is in front of Comacopa. That, man, Shashir probably a little heated after a really good run off the line.
Yikes. Yeah, we heard from Hayden there in the chat before the race about no love lost, but I would say it is probably lost now.
Yeah, I mean, so I love these little drama things, and we only look at it from the racer's perspective. We're sure these guys are joking about it in the Discord after track. You know, very few times is it hard feelings after a race, but man, a decent storyline at the end of Spain. It's Shashir into the back of Hayden and into the beginning of Brazil. The next race, it's Hayden into the back of Shashir. Hayden on the softs, lap 2, 1.5 ahead. He's not going to be troubled anytime soon. Let's look at Verstappen behind Tragic Magic into turn 4. He's got the inside line and has ahead The AlphaTauri will follow, and it's a 1-2 for Alfa Romeo at the moment.
Yeah, and just behind them, we saw Rujoff get past Sadman.
Yeah, and Comacopa's sniffing around too on the back of the Alpine. I'm seeing it is quite jittery on my screen. I'm betting uh, anything that if anybody else is driving through what I'm seeing, it's very difficult to tell where cars are near you. It's unsatisfying. I want to feel the race, but when it's like jittery the whole time, it's hard to, I don't know. Bit frustrating. Tragic Magic is trying to fight back on Verstappen, but will follow into turn 1.
And it looks like the field is starting to settle out just a little bit. We might have some action down in 8 with Abdul Rahman. He's picked up quite a few positions.
Yeah, he felt out of place for sure. I thought.
Picking up 6
Up
positions
6.
already.
Yeah, not bad. Up 6. And Sadman having a decent start. He's up 3 from his starting positions. Tarzan and Shashir having the roughest starts, down 6 and 14 respectively. I'm on board with Abdul. Man, there's a big fight going on here around 7th place. Backing up Abdul and DeBoonster is Patty Cake and trying to figure out a way around him. Abdul is getting sandwiched at the moment.
Yeah, and Abdul doing everything he can. He's just picked up a time penalty looking for ways around Patty Cake.
Definitely going to have him here on the straight under DRS, much faster down the straight. Mercedes-Benz well in the dust of the Alpine before turn 1.
Oh,
Let's
and
see what else.
looked like the Boonster just sticking a nose in. He's going to try and get past the Mercedes here down into the Cita del Lago. And looks like he got that pass done.
Yeah, it does have the pass into turn 6 we go, and there's a Ferrari of the natural now, looking at the back of Patty Cake. So lap 4 of 36, a yellow. We've got a Ferrari having trouble as Tarzan. He'll have a DNF, no safety car on offer there. So lap 4 of 36, it's Hayden from Dutch Verstappen, the Alfa Romeo 1-2. They're separated by 2 seconds, and Rujoff now, he's on the back of Dutch Verstappen. So here's our first real comparison. Rujoff is 1.9 behind, with Tragic Magic tied in for company. Can Rujoff find parity with Verstappen? That's actually a pretty big question, and man, doesn't look like it just yet.
Yeah, that's a battle we're going to have to keep an eye on going forward, but significantly, Comacopa has made his way into the top 5 with a pass on Sadman here through turn 1.
Coma doing a good job, upper midfield for Pro Tier for sure, and now has Tragic Magic 2.4 ahead of him. Rujoff gets underneath 2 seconds, but just barely this lap. It's feeling like Verstappen may have Rujoff type pace, and that's what I want to see. I want to see a couple more Rujoff level drivers for Pro Tier, and we're getting set for a really good season 2.
I believe you're right. Yeah, once we get, if we can get a couple more guys to fight at the front, it's going to make for some really good racing next season.
Yeah, we've got a decent. I think we've got a decent field in the midfield already. And the upper midfield and the midfield, I think, are pretty solid. And then you've got the late field still, like they'll be learning throughout the season. But the late field always shows the biggest improvement over the course of a season.
We've got a spin at the front, Drez.
Hayden is around. It does appear so, and through is his partner Verstappen. Think there's any team orders here in Brazil?
I don't think so. Not with
I
old
don't
soft
think.
tires.
Oh, that too. How old are they? Only 6 laps. I would think they'd go longer than that.
I would say probably lap
Let's-
10 is the due date on those.
Yeah, for sure. I'd hate to go 30 laps on the hards here. Yeah, so Hayden is pretty far back. He'll follow into turn one, not getting the place back immediately. And Verstappen and Hayden have not raced each other long enough, I think, for there to be any team orders on offer. Let's go action 5. Is Sadman and Coma Copa having a really good battle here? Good exit. Round 3 for Sadman, but Coma seems to be quicker down the straight, was burning a lot of battery.
Oh, we've missed something,
now
Drez.
What's going
Well,
on?
I was trying to figure out how Kumakopa was in 4th, but it looks like Rujoff has fallen down to 9th.
Oh, as you're explaining that, Sadman throwing a wheel in around turn 8 and getting the unconventional pass done. The Alpine now ahead. Comacopa and Sadman having a good fight here.
Yep, scrapping back and forth.
Yeah, at the front, Hayden still follows. Let's check in there, see if he can get the pass down the straight. He is very, very fast at the moment. Gonna take the inside line, and on the brakes will have the pass done, and was well ahead.
Man, ahead by a
Hayden
mile.
back into the lead. Yeah, you know what's funny though is on my screen he just barely passed him, and then was suddenly well ahead as they were coming to the turn. Very frustrating to call when it's bouncing like this. All right, let's go back to action 5. Comacopa Sadman. This is a back and forth battle, and I'm all about it. And Abdul seems to have caught his way up. So a good midfield fight here. 4 seconds behind the podium playing positions, but all 3 of these guys going after each other.
Yep, and like you said earlier, it's about waiting for that guy in front to make just the smallest of mistakes for you to capitalize on.
Yeah, and you need and it's that and getting the traction down out of turn 12. Junkow so important for getting the pass done. On board with Coma Copa. Something else happened. Tragic has had a spin. Man, he's off the track. As is the Boonster. I see a Haas cutting the grass, it looks like. Sadman now on the outside line of Coma. Oh, I'm sorry. Coma's on the outside line, very deep on the brakes, coming back at him aggressively hard. I think there was some contact on my screen. Man.
That might be a unsafe entry back onto the track from Kumakopa there. I'm not sure. I didn't really catch all of it.
Yeah, so when I was watching Sadman and Coma battle into turn 1, I thought, and with Coma ahead, and then suddenly very slow coming around turn 1, just, I mean, he's the meat in an Alpine sandwich. and one of the bread pieces got smashed into his gearbox from what I saw, but I don't see any wing damage that matches up with the strength of the impact I witnessed. So now I don't know if anybody hit anybody, so I'm just hesitant to call it. Ironically, Comacopa also the only one with a clean nose in this fight we're watching.
Yep, and he's lost touch with Sadman in front of him. Didn't get the DRS drag that he was hoping for.
I think up at the front, Hayden's tires may be starting to go here on lap 10 because Verstappen not giving him any, like, he just can't get any space away. Able to hold on under DRS. And Verstappen showing real pace here in Brazil. It's good to see.
Yep, Verstappen I think he's going to be able to get the pass done on the front straightaway, but we have got action boiling up all through the grid tonight.
Yeah, there are a lot of fights to look at, and I love that. I'm still very intrigued by this Alpine sandwich with Mercedes in the middle, but it doesn't look like Coma is in a good position to get this pass done here on lap 10.
And
A
Hayden
yellow
into the
flag.
pits.
Yeah, it had to be. Those tires feeling a bit old. So we expect a changeover to the hards, and then an attempt to go all the way to the end of the race. No, was that right? Mediums? Where is he?
Oh,
So, looking for a two-stopper is Hayden. That'll be interesting.
we've got a safety car.
Oh, man.
I think I saw somebody wreck in the pits.
No kidding. I'm looking for a car. It does appear there was Funky Hell having some trouble, but he seemed, or well, at least his dot was on track.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it.
I was waiting to
traces all
see
the way.
as Hayden was coming out of the pits to see what kind of tires he was on, and then saw tires flying. So
So Hayden gets a bit of a boost there. I don't think he gets the full benefit, but can you dive in on 10 lap old mediums for the hards here?
I think so. Yeah,
I think
for sure.
Yeah, I think you go for it. I would. Especially this benefits Verstappen. So Hayden did get some benefit, right? He was in the pits when the safety car came out, so he did benefit from some lower delta. But he's not going to get the full lower delta. I would expect Verstappen and Sandman, and maybe even Coma, to come out ahead of. Right?
Well, Verstappen had a penalty, so what that does is this safety car lets all those guys serve their penalties.
Okay. Okay, so after serving the penalty, it's evened back out.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yep.
Okay.
But but he's going to be right behind him on tires that are going to go to the end of this race.
So that, I mean, the hard call or the medium call, a little mystifying. Do we expect Hayden's pace to be able to overcome a full pit stop of distance? It's got to be 23 seconds?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's a second a lap.
Yeah.
And then you got to, I don't know.
Yeah, it's feeling very much like Hayden is out of strategic position here. Maybe there was a fat thumbing of the hard tire choice. If the hard tires don't go to the end, Hayden's in a magical position.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So it really comes down to whether or not. But man, there's a whole grid of people who think hards are going to the end, and I think we are tending to agree there. I think you can stretch hards to the end here.
This will be interesting strategically, because if Hayden does pit, let's say lap 27 or 26 onto some softs again, he could have some decent pace to come back with. I don't know.
Yep. Yeah, but the majority of the work he's gonna need to do is gonna be on this stint.
Yeah.
Gotta be.
Yep.
I mean, maybe give him 2 seconds a lap for the last 10 laps.
So then he still needs to come up with another probably 7 seconds or 8 seconds maybe.
Okay, so that's what we'll look for then. If he can pull a 7 to 8 second gap before this stint ends, we can get hyped about the possibility of a comeback.
But then that's not
Okay.
including passing folks either.
Yeah. So I mean, he's got free air for this stint. If he doesn't get the work done this stint, and I think we can chalk it up. Verstappen looking consistent, looking solid in terms of pace. Sadman, Coma, Rujoff giving us a pretty decent show. Abdul still needs to come through, and now both McLarens way out of position. A lot to look forward to towards for the end of this race. Safety car, come in, please.
We're ready.
I'm ready.
We saw enough of you in the sprint race.
Yeah. I wish you could turn the safety car off for the sprints. And it really just,
Yeah, or change it out, from an Aston to a Mercedes at least. Give us something good to look at. I'm only kidding.
I like the Aston one. I think it's a pretty car.
Yeah, Aston does make pretty cars. I'm not sure about that.
We're agreed. We're agreed. It's looks, I think. Love those looks though. So an interesting question for Hayden. I don't think his pace is up for. I'm gonna bet against it actually. And then what else do we have going on? Mazda guy having a quiet but solid race.
He's on old hards. That's why he's further up the grid there. So he will need another pit stop.
Okay, so now strategically out of place, but in a rough position because he started on the hards, right?
Yeah.
Mediums aren't going to the end. The safety car. Again, if those hards go to the end, this safety car really kind of messing up George's race unless there's another one on offer in the future.
Which there could be.
Yeah, that's definitely not out of the question.
Part of determining your strategy is getting to know your grid.
That's true. Given the questions we have, like this like a 4-star safety car. The Hayden's choice for the 2-stop strategy has made it fairly interesting at the front for me at least, and then we've got this great battle going on between Dutch, Coma, and Rujoff. So yeah, let's give it 3 stars. Spin in front of the safety car, unforced error from Sadman, and is gonna be ruining that a little bit. Off we go. Up at the front, 0.6 seconds. It's RDR Hayden and Verstappen coming through the Senna S. Everyone away clean, it looks like. Sadman diving into the pits. His name says it all.
Sad man tonight, yeah.
It's a sad man tonight.
Oh boy.
Hayden hurt us. He realizes he needs 8 seconds, and he's got 1.2 done in half a lap already. I'm excited to see if he can pull this off.
And we're getting some pretty big gaps in the field after this restart.
Yeah, caught off guard. It seems like, man, did Bonget make up a number of places on the restart up into 5th? Thought he was further back, but no, he's here in 5th and can see Rujoff and Komakopa just ahead of him. So lap 16, I'm on board with Coma here in 3rd place, just willing him to get into contact with Verstappen ahead.
He's dropped out of the DRS zone.
Yeah, a little bit of field spread all of a sudden after having too many fights to watch. I'm on board Action 8 now as Tragic and Natural are now mixing it up in the midfield.
This could be a very good fight. These two, I think, pretty evenly matched throughout the season.
Yeah, I definitely would agree with that. This is your late points midfield drivers here. Though Naturals has a number of points and decent finishes. to his name, and it seems to be getting better.
Oh,
Tragic just following very closely through Junkow. Who gets the better exit? Man, it's looking like Tragic's gonna be able to get the job done here. Battery is on. He's faster down the straight with DRS, lifting a little bit, but will he be alongside? He's gonna have to send under braking. No, the Ferrari will stay ahead, but just barely.
yeah, we had no DRS that lap. I have not seen it reinstated yet.
So that was all battery, the AlphaTauri trying to get the pass done.
Oh, we've got it now. DRS has been re-enabled.
Okay. Verstappen up at the front trying to chase down. Oh man, here comes Tragic. Sorry, action 8 around 6. The outside line forcing the Ferrari to hold the inside line, and now a better exit into 8. No, still, man, slapping tires as they come through side by side, and the Ferrari elbows his way forward. I think all very fair. I mean, like, given the bouncing I'm still dealing with here. We head into Junkow. It's
Yeah, Tragic's not
still
done yet.
behind.
He wants another piece.
Yeah, he's gonna get a mouthful here. I think DRS gonna be open. There it goes. A little bit of battery, but not enough. He just didn't have the exit he needed. I would settle down and just focus on Junkow, to be honest.
Yeah, that's part of the. I think that's part of this track, right? Unless you're so close. Here we go.
Yeah, into turn 4, the inside line for Magic, but he does leave space on the exit. Ferrari trying to take advantage, but no, the AlphaTauri slips in as we head down to 6, waiting to see that both cars get through. Yes, Tragic Magic with the move done. And yeah, I mean, if you're not close enough out of Junkow, you can't get it in turn 1, which is the easiest place. But what's great about this track is if you can do Senna's S's better than the guy in front of you, you can get it in 4 too.
Yeah, and sometimes that fake send into turn 1 can throw the guy in front of you off just enough where he's out of in a wiggle through the Senna S and sets you up for a really good pass into turn 4.
Yeah, I love tracks that give you some good fencing opportunities.
Oh, here we go.
Brazil's,
Good fencing going on for third right now.
Oh, there's Rujoff on the inside line. Coma holding the outside. No, gets pushed back, and Rujoff is through. A good catch there. Up at the front, Hayden, 4.6 now. He's making this stint work for him. What do we say? He needs till 26. I think he's on pace for at least
He
7,
is, which is a
maybe
little
8
scary.
So, but the second stint on the softs is going to be hard still. He's got to come through traffic, and he still needs, what do we call for, 2 seconds a lap on the softs? It'll still be a tough win.
It's going to be tight.
Man, but this is fun to watch. Lap 20 of 36. We see a path to victory for Hayden, but he's got to keep the hammer down till the end of the race. He's in first place at the moment. Dutch Verstappen feels comfortable for a first place win. If those hards go to the end, Rujoff holds on to third place, but a penalty has him looking to put space between Coma Copa behind. And now Action 5, Bonga and Coma are mixing it up.
Yep, nearly just under half a second between Coma and Bonga. If Coma can kind of stay in front of Bonga and hold on to Rujoff, he could be looking at what would be his first podium tonight, I think.
Yeah, that would be exciting.
But
Really? Go ahead.
I was just going to say, back to talking about Hayden. I mean, those last 10 laps are not going to be just throw some fresh tires on and it's a walk in the park. I mean, we're talking like 10 full-on, no-mistake qualifying laps for the victory. So,
through traffic. He'll have it. He'll have to pass. He'll probably have to pass Bonnet, Coma, and Rujov to get back in touch with Verstappen.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah. Intriguing. The double pit stop. Very intriguing for the end of the race. But now here, lap 21, that gap. Oh, it is closing on 6 seconds. He's still now. He'll get there. He'll get to 7 at least. I think he'd be more comfortable with 8. Shashir makes the move on Tragic in 8th place. I'm still on board with Bonnet because, man, is he troubling the Mercedes ahead. And this very interesting, right? I believe Bonnet is behind Shashir in the drivers' standings and Coma Copa just behind both of them. Is that right?
I believe so.
So Coma in front of Bonnet in front of Shashir means there's gonna be a big shuffling in the hunt for second place.
Oh yeah, these guys will absolutely go into this race knowing what they're fighting for.
Yeah. So Bonnet very, very eager to get past Coma. These points really do matter. We should probably do the math for Hayden. Is he in the running for second place?
Oh, I don't think so.
I'd be surprised. He's in the 50s, isn't he?
So he's only at 25 points right now, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, never mind then.
Or, well, maybe no, you're right. Maybe I downloaded a new driver standings today, but I don't know if it updated.
Oh, I think he's won 2 races. I think he's in the 50s. So, man, Hayden may be in the running. And actually here, lap 23. Okay, so first of all, let's go to Bonnet. Action 5. Bonnet with the battery on, and Coma Copa sitting duck ahead of him. Must be. Coma fast down the straight, though. And, man, must have burned a lot of battery. Yeah, he did. To hold on to that place from DRS threat behind. Coma still in 4th place.
And exiting turn three with more than half a second on Bonnet, so
yeah, I think Bonnet may have just lost a little the frustration of like, how did I not get this pass done? Because he looked every bit as tucked underneath Coma as you need to be to win the race down to the first turn. The Coma straight line speed here in Brazil, pretty decent.
And if you've got straight line speed here and you can stay just in front of that guy behind you, I mean, that's a pretty good defensive strategy here.
Yeah. Lap 23, we are speculating Hayden will pit around lap 26, maybe 25, counting on less wear from less fuel.
We're in the window.
But we're in the window. It would be the outside edge of the window for lap 24. But now approaching 8 seconds, which is what we called for it to be feasible, right? And but kind of stabilizing here at 8 seconds. I think Verstappen realizes he's under threat, and it's definitely driving hard. Bonnet still struggling. Him and Coma have been fighting each other lap after lap. Bonnet cannot find a way through as Abdul slips away a little bit, 3.9 behind. The other McLaren also... Whoa! We've got suddenly contact between Bonnet and... Never mind. I don't want to say it because I'm not really sure. They were briefly side by side on my screen.
Yeah,
and then inside each other for a bit as well.
We caught it just there at the end. I couldn't really tell what happened either.
Okay, I think maybe I'm just wildly bouncing around. Again, out of Junção, Bonnet absolutely has the exit he needs, will have DRS down the straight, but Mercedes is just inching away.
He's losing time down the straightaway.
Yeah, so very fast down the straight. I believe Bonget is just saving some battery here, waiting for the right time to attack.
He's got to be getting frustrated, though.
Yeah, meanwhile, Rujov comfortable in third. Dutch Verstappen has had a great race here, and man, I think Rujov's gonna have a fair comparison fight on his hands during season 2, and I'm excited about that.
Oh, here we've got a send from the natural on Shashir down fighting for 7th place right now.
Whoa!
Oh, my. That is
No safety car.
rough.
No safety car. I do not want a safety car here. I want this answer between Hayden and Verstappen so bad.
Man, that was
That was rough. You cursed him. You got the
did.
commentator curse all over him. That was rough. That was a rough crash. I want the paramedics in there making sure he's okay. It is lap 26. Hayden should be into the pits this lap. You would think he's got. Look at this though. Verstappen falling back a lot the last 2 laps. Now 10 seconds behind. Hayden, where is he? Let's find out where he is.
I think he's coming through. Just started through. He's getting ready to start section 3 right now.
Okay. We expect him to be in the pits. 10 laps on the hard or on the soft seems reasonable. 10 seconds lead seems reasonable.
Here he comes. Oh no, staying out.
Stays out.
Surely he's not going to try and do the whole race on a set of mediums.
It would be 26 laps on the mediums. I'd be shocked. You'd be very surprised. Bong it now. He's off the gas. No, there goes battery. Feels like he can get it done this lap. But taking a look down the inside, does not send. Will follow through the S's once again.
This is an extreme defense by Komakopa.
Yeah. It seems like maybe, okay, so where's the twisty section? It's the end of section 2 towards section 3, right? I think Bong it under DRS is staying in touch, and then through sector 2 might be faster, but then down the straight you get a big reset lap after lap as Coma seems to be just pulling a little bit away down the straight. So my guess would be more wing on Bong's car is what it's feeling like to me.
And if that's the case, Coma's doing a great job of controlling that car through sector 2.
Yeah, when you have to drive pretty perfectly. You can't just count on lower wing down the straight to keep the place. I'm on board Action 5. It's gotta be soon. You feel it. It's so close lap after lap. And you still have the chance into turn 4 as they're both coming around 3 at the moment. But no, still, once again, Bong it will follow. And they cannot seem to figure a way through Coma. So your point is valid because you cannot just count on your speed down the straight. You've got to hold on to a looser car through the twisty bits well enough to be able to hold on to the plate to still be ahead when you need to be ahead.
And Komakopa right now just flirting with a podium. Rujov in front of him at a 6-second penalty. So we'll see how that storyline develops here in the last few laps.
Yeah. Coma, 6.0, 6.1. We've got to watch that gap now. But so Coma defending from Bong it. This one's it. It's 0.1 behind. Throw the battery on. No, still follows.
I think
Still following.
I think when Bongit's hitting that DRS button, an anchor is coming out of the back of that McLaren.
and then there's rough because as we're watching, Bongit takes the second Senna S a little too aggressively and picks up 3 seconds. Once again, Hayden deciding he does not need to pit. It's 11.6. The cliff gotta be right around the corner for those mediums.
I wish we had a graphic for what his tires look like right now.
Yeah, me too. But he is still gaining time. But you would hate for him to go one lap too far and then pit with 6 seconds, right? Loses like half of the lead he built because he hit the cliff too hard. Into the pits, no. Around again for one more lap. Man, there's not much left.
I think he's gonna try and do a full send on these set of mediums.
Well, he's got the gap he needs. Can he hold? Does he have the tire he needs underneath? And that's the big question for me. This battle between Bongit and Coma has been epic. Nothing between
This could be
them.
it.
Here we go. He's got the inside line. The McLaren. No.
Oh,
Falling back again.
I don't think it could get any closer
now-
than that.
Yeah, it was really close, but now Coma's harvesting, and I think that's the go-ahead flag that Bongit may have been patiently waiting for here. You've got to think he will send down the long straight. This has got. I mean, once I see that flashing light, I'm ready to use my battery.
Well, and that's, if I'm Coma Copa, that's fine. I'm just going to keep Bongit behind me as long as possible because Bongit's carrying an 8-second penalty around. So even once he gets this pass done, he's going to lose that position at the finish line.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Coma's pace compared to Rujov slipping back a little bit. So the 6 seconds Rujov has no longer really in play.
Yeah.
We've got a fairly big spread. The big thanks to Coma and Bongit for putting on quite a show. And the question up at the front is, does Hayden need to pit? We still speculate, yes, he will have to. But a 13 now second lead he has built up on these mediums. And those tires seem to be lasting fairly well.
I mean, they're 20 laps old at this point. I would be so scared of a puncture.
You've got to think. You've got to think there's something. I mean, when will the clip happen? He keeps building gap. 21 lap old.
I think we've hit the cliff. He's that lap. He was 1.3 seconds off his delta.
So, man, the hards must be suffering as well. Right, the hards is just as old as the medium, and Verstappen cannot make any headway here.
Oh, do we have a Momo?
Oh, I'm racing stuff now, Cat. Go do something else. Leave me alone. No, Kitty. Bongit still follows. I'm really surprised. I'm just waiting for this pass to happen. It's been like a carrot on a stick dangled in front of me this whole time. Okay, I'm gonna go action one. I can't be teased by that any longer. I'm just gonna watch Hayden to see how these tires seem to be faring. Still not into the pits. Lap 32. He's going to the finish.
Yeah, and you can see we're on board now with Hayden. You can see those front tires starting to blister and grain up a little bit. They've got to be just on the edge.
They look ugly, they look dull, but he's still building a gap back to Verstappen.
It's unbelievable, yeah.
Yeah. Know something we don't know about this track. Does Hayden putting on a pretty good show on very old mediums. Will not be pitting or coming back through the lap. Can Bongit get this freaking pass done. Into fourth. He goes once again, putting a nose in on the inside, but backing out just at the last second. And needs to be careful because there's Abdul only a second behind. 3 laps remain here in Brazil.
Yeah, I think if Bongit can just stay tucked through turn one, and kind of set himself up, I think he could get the pass going into turn 4. But he keeps doing the dummy into turn 1.
Yeah, you'd want to see him go maybe a little wide there and just try to just get a slow entry but a really good exit.
Yeah.
And try to challenge it to 4 because for whatever reason the pass into 1 not working for him. I'm on board with Hayden. These tires they're old. They are, you can see the graining very, very bad, especially the front right tire. It just looks like 2 different tires at the moment. Alright. Bonnet still follows Abdul. Oh, there goes Bonnet now. The inside line finally getting the pass done through 5 ahead as they head down into 6. I don't think well, again, on my screen, didn't seem to be alongside into 4, but now here comes Komakopa trying to battle back, and there's Abdul sticking his nose in around the outside and wheel in here or there. There's some very dangerous fencing going on as Koma holds Abdul off, and Bonnet now trying to get away. He needs to consolidate down into turn 1. Can Koma, who has been faster down the straight, do anything about this pass?
Abdul, another guy who's carrying around penalties. I think he's up to over 20 seconds now in penalty. So,
ouch.
Just let that one go, and over the next couple laps, don't lose 10 seconds a lap, and I think Como will be just fine.
Coma's still holding on. I mean, he doesn't have 3rd place, I hope. I'm sure Rudjov's nose is a little bit cleaner than that.
Yeah, I think he's got 4th tied up.
So, action 1, it's the penultimate lap as we're coming around Junção. Hayden could probably get a puncture at this point and maybe bring it home. I mean, 14-second lead as we start the final lap. He will have 26-lap-old mediums taken to the end here.
Yep, and that time to Dutch has leveled out just about.
Yeah, but leveled out at 14 seconds. Hayden making a soft to medium work in the 50%er here in Brazil.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, and a very aggressive strategy, and I really want to know what these tires are at.
Oh, they're done. Yeah, Dutch Verstappen is now made up almost a second.
Wait, man, but is he just, waltzing home with all that spare time he has?
Could be.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Rudjov has been kind of creeping up on Verstappen. These two have had parity the whole race, and probably almost nearly identical pace. So we're gonna get fireworks between these two in the future.
Oh,
that's gonna be fun.
What's happened to Shashir?
Oh, I do not know. No, it's Bongit that we were
Or
following,
Bongit, yeah.
battling. Yeah, he's had to go into the pits. Bongit, that you're not happy if you're pitting on the final lap. He'd be lucky to maybe he must have had some problem into ninth. So Hayden has finished those laps. Those mediums did survive the full 26. Very nicely done, the stretching those tires all the way to the finish and building a gap the whole way. 14 seconds over the rest of the field.
I'm very surprised. That's a crazy strategy, but it worked out well.
Yeah, I don't want to. I want to know just what those tires look like, and did he? I really do. And Verstappen and Rujoff, that was fun to see. They look like they're going to be lining up in the future. Comacopa, Bonget had basically an all Brazil battle. They were in touch with each other the entire race, but unfortunately, Bonget just not able to figure out a way through. Well, some decent storylines in Brazil.
Yeah, definitely that Comacopa Bonget race, really, the duel had us on the edge of our seats for most of the night.
Yeah. And drama between Hayden and Shashir, a little bit of trading of the spins. Must be said. So, Hayden's fast.
That he is, yeah.
Too fast. Too fast. He's got mesmerizing tire strategies, and he's definitely the fastest man on track here in Brazil tonight.
Yeah, a guy we're probably going to see in the elite tier next season, if I had to guess.
Yeah, I would think so too. But I'll say it one more time, very hyped about Verstappen bringing the same pace as Rujoff. That's exactly what we need for the top of the pro tier grid, and just really good fights in the midfield. I was happy to see it. Hayden taking 34 points out of here. And where are we at? Shashir will take 15, and Coma will take 15. So it's Bonget, the only 2 points out of Brazil. He's going to be the one that suffers in that battle. Where's Abdul? 6 points. So Abdul fall away, but Bonget, man, he needed points here in Brazil and did not bring home any bacon.
Yep, that's going to be rough for Bonget. Good for Rujoff. He got some solid points to kind of really seal off that championship. So good for him.
Yeah, once again, congratulations, Rujoff, season 1 champion for Pro Tier. If he does it again next year, next season, he'll be off to the elites. But hopefully we'll get to watch him and Verstappen form a rivalry before they head off. It'll be fun to watch.
Absolutely.
I feel like that's it. We got one more race for season 1, and then it's the official, you're battling for a seat in elite tier once season 2 gets started.
Yeah, that's going to make for some really good storylines.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I can't wait till I want to be 6 seasons into this already, right? I want some history, some good rivalries, I want to watch the guys who have been flipping back and forth between the 2 tiers season after season. I think it's going to be fun.
Yep, I'm excited to see how these 2 tiers develop and the personnel, how they move between them and how that plays out. So it's going to be good.
Yeah, it'll be good. So join us Wednesday, the next round of Elite Tier, and join us next Monday for the final round of Pro Tier. The season's not over, and we've been getting good races in Pro Tier. So.
Yep, rounding out season 1 next week in Abu Dhabi, I believe.
Oh, good.
So
I love Abu Dhabi.
That'll be a good race. We'll look forward to that. Appreciate everyone in the chat tonight, and we'll see you guys on Wednesday night at 10 o'clock for our Elite Tier race. This has been Trackside, and on behalf of Dresden, keep living life to the checkered flag, folks. We'll see you on Wednesday night.
Night, everybody.
Do you want to know what it's like? How it feels behind the wheel. On the most exclusive asphalt in the world. 1,000 horsepower. seconds between first and forgotten. Take a seat.
Clap. 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 Make the cheeks clap.